Karen from County Fairgrounds USA, countyfairgrounds.net. Welcome to today's podcast.
Hi, this is Karen. Today we're going to interview Shawn Marin Sr. He's a human cannonball. Hi, Mr. Shawn.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. The question, though, more seems to me how you are.
Well, I'm doing all right today.
Okay, you're a human cannonball. I have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
ask, what makes you a human cannonball?
Well, I have a 20-foot long cannon that is handmade out of steel and aluminum, has over 300 feet of electrical cabling and over 500 feet of hydraulic hoses. And I get inside of that. I climb all the way down to the bottom. We do a big countdown, and then I blast off, shooting over 60 miles an hour and fly 100 feet through the air, hopefully landing in an air mattress on the other side.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it almost 10 years now. It'll be 10 years this year.
I have to ask you how you got started in doing this.
Well, they were looking for a man of the right caliber, and so I applied. No, I actually, my first job out of college was with Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. I was a keyboard player in the band, and I toured all over the country, played 96 different cities every 2 years, and I did that for about 5 years, became very good friends with the people on that show who were the Human Cannonballs, and I decided I wanted to train and buy into the profession. And so I acquired all of my own equipment, went out on my own, and have been doing it ever since.
Who trained you? I'm curious.
Actually, you might recognize him, Brian Miser. He is the Human Fuse who was just featured on America's Got Talent.
Oh, I bet he does have a lot of talent.
The Human Cannonball couple on Ringling Brothers for about 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's a pretty long shelf life, I guess. So are you an athlete?
I am now. I wasn't before I got started in any of this stuff. But obviously a very big part of it is staying in shape, eating right, exercising, making sure that your body can take the impact and the forces that you have to deal with doing the job.
Mm. Makes me shake just to think about it.
I've successfully completed over 1,500 shots out of the cannon. And so if you added up all the airtime, I've actually traveled over 4.5 miles through the air, but doing it about 100 feet at a time.
I have to ask you, have you ever had any major mishaps?
I've had a couple, but luckily, because we have so many safety procedures in place and obviously don't take anything to chance, these are huge risks that have to be calculated. So luckily, I have been able to get up and walk away from every single shot.
Okay, where have you done this at, and what's your favorite experience that you remember?
Oh, where haven't I done this? I've worked for several major circuses in the U.S. I've gone to Australia, did a tour over there in Australia with the Cannon, and I've done a lot of major theme parks and fairs, county fairs, state fairs here in the States, obviously. So I've been a little bit all over. My favorite part, I would say, is just sort of in general, my favorite part is getting to travel and see all the different, cities that are around the country. We have a very large country. I don't think people realize just how big the country is compared to others. And so there's so many different things to see. So I would say my favorite part of it is the traveling aspect of the job.
So how many shows do you average a year, approximately?
Well, per year, I'd say about 400.
Wow. So you must be pretty busy every weekend.
We stay pretty busy, yeah. We do up to about 13 shows a week. That would be the busiest week. For the fair season, we do about 12 or 13 shows per week. And then when we work circuses, it can be anywhere from 5 to 10, maybe a few more than that. So, yeah, we stay pretty busy most of the year.
And how long is the show?
The show that we do that we cater to fairs is about 25 to 30 minutes, and it actually features my children. And my oldest son, Shawn Jr., just completed his second season as a human cannonball. We have a 5-foot miniature cannon that is the same exact dimensions as mine, just in miniature. And he flies about 20 feet through the air into his airbag. And he is the youngest human cannonball in history.
How young?
He just turned 9. He's been doing it since
Really?
Yeah. And then
Wow.
my youngest son is 5, and he is practicing doing some acrobatics and gymnastics. And he also does a high dive in the show, where he jumps from a ladder about 15 feet high, does a front flip, and lands in a much smaller bag.
You're a
So
brave
they're all
father.
following in our footsteps.
Yeah, you're a brave father. Do you have any daughters?
I don't know if I should say luckily, but no, I do not have any daughters. Just boys.
Well, boys are usually tougher anyway.
Yeah, they're fun. They're a lot of fun. They scare me more than doing the cannon. When they say, "Hey, Dad, watch this," you never know what you're going to turn around and see with boys. So, but they see me and Mom do all kinds of crazy stuff. We ride a motorcycle up a high wire. My wife goes up 30 feet in the air and dangles from what is basically a steel hula hoop. And we do a lot of different, just kind of crazy things. So our weekends are filled with, sitting and watching movies and kind of doing the boring stuff because we do get so much action and entertainment in our jobs.
You said weekends. I would think this is primarily a job though, isn't it?
It all depends. I mean, when you're at the fairs, it's typically 7 days a week for as long as the fairs go. Our weekends are typically Monday and Tuesdays. Depending on what shows we have or what the season is. A lot of times we'll work, straight through for a month, but then we'll get about 2 weeks off. So there's always downtime for traveling and things like that, but the schedules vary. A lot of the fairs out there are 5 days, up to 7 days, sometimes 14, 21. So the weekends are never really a set thing for us.
Okay. I see you have a link on your website that says upcoming appearances. So tell me, where are you going to be, say, in the next few weeks?
Actually, in the next few weeks, we will be here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are taking some much-needed time off. So we have completed the spring with Hamid Circus. We travel around the country with the Shrine Circus. So at this point, the next thing we have on our calendar at the moment is Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay. Do you work during the Christmas season?
We can, but we really try not to because we try to enjoy family and, we've got a lot of church events in the winter season around Christmas time. So we're always available, but we do try to take that time off to get home and stay in one place for a little while and get to see our family.
Okay, I saw on your website, by the way, that you do some other things. You want to tell me about other services that you have?
Sure. I actually went to college for music performance, majored in trumpet, and I also play piano. And so I write music, and that's how I got into the circus, was performing on keyboard and trumpet with Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Band. For the last 4 years, I've been the music director for Hamid Circus, as well as the in-house Daredevil. So I've done a couple of different acts in the show, and while also conducting the band and writing the music for the show. So I do offer full production services, and it's wonderful service to offer because we do light and sound catered to live shows and live performances, which is very different than doing, music for, say, television or video games or movies. Live performance is always interesting because things have to change all the time, and you have to build those systems in where an act may not go exactly the same every single time, or obviously when you work with animals, they don't always do things with the same timing, so that poses some different challenges. So I write and produce and record and do all that kind of stuff as well in, dare I say, in my free time.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting familiar with this live performances thing. I just did my second live broadcast this morning, and it's kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it can be. It gets easier with time, I would say.
Okay.
But you never know what's going to happen live.
No, I know. I figured that out. Okay, so you must be in pretty good shape. I'm really curious as a woman. I have to ask you your age, and the reason I'm asking you that is because I'm a 70-year-old person who does high impact aerobics and things. So I'm curious how old you are, if you wouldn't mind telling us.
No, not at all. I'm 34 years old.
Okay. So, a lot of guys as they age, they have a tendency to develop a middle around there because a lot of them just plain don't work out. But it sounds to me like you're going to be at this for a long time.
Yeah, you have to be athletic. And it's funny, I don't do any of the big bodybuilding kind of stuff. You see all these new fads come through, and I tell people I focus on push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, jumping rope, running, and kettlebell. Yeah. And it's all about the core and usable strength. There's no sense in being able to bench press 350 if you can't run around the block,
And then you have to be eating really good food, too.
Typically. That's kind of hard when we do fairs. I do have a sweet tooth, and I do enjoy the fair food. But, typically we do have to be in, we do have to eat well.
Right. That's, I interview a lot of fairs, and that is one of the things that worries me because some of the fair food is freaking unbelievable, and the sugar content is unbelievable. So I understand what you're saying.
Around the springtime, it's like, oh, I can't wait to get to the fairs. We get to the first fair, and we eat a whole bunch of fair food and then think, boy, the idea of that was so much better. So that's why it's wonderful for the people who live in the towns. The fair comes once a year. But when we do fair after fair all summer long, that food can get old after a while. So we typically, cook in our motorhome.
Shawn, is there any events that you haven't done that you would like to do?
I've done a lot of different things and strange things and exciting things. I very much just enjoy, if I have the thing that I really want to do is just spend time with my kids. We love doing fairs. We love doing circuses. I would say that, we have the greatest job in the world because we get to make people happy for a living. When people see our show, you can see smiles. You can see they get thrilled. There's that excitement of, is he going to make it or not? And then at the end of the day, so long as everything goes well, the audience is happy and you get to see kids' faces, light up. But the best thing for me is getting to see my kids' faces light up. So we are open to whatever opportunities there are out there. We very much enjoy what we do. And, you never know what the next big thing will be.
Sounds to me like your kids will be following in your footsteps.
I think so. Yep, I think they've got a little bit of that daredevil in them.
Well, make sure they go to school, too.
Oh, absolutely. They are going to school. That's not an option. They have to go to school. And I'll tell you, it's wonderful to be able to be home at the times that we're home and give them that more traditional education. But then also when we're on the road, we homeschool them, or the circus we travel with, they actually have a teacher on the road who tutors the kids 5 days a week. And so I think they get the best of both worlds. They get a lot of usable, hands-on information and learning, education that way. So, yeah, I think it's the best of both worlds.
Okay, well, people are going to want to know how to contact you. What's the best way?
Best way to contact us is through our website, cannonballentertainment.com. You can email me at humancannonball@live.com, L-I-V-E, which is what we try to stay. We try to stay alive. So either through email or through the website would be the best way. You can also find us on Facebook, the Human Cannonball Thrill Show.
Okay. Thank you. I hope you stay alive, too.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, Shawn.
All right. Bye-bye.